And Josie Mooney and others here talking, so we're taking you live.
ATU and George Popiak, who is the Vice President of AFSCME and negotiating on behalf of AFSCME. So on behalf of SEIU, I want to announce that the governor has requested a 7-day board of inquiry or board of investigation. We want to say that we have been here for the last 24 hours, and we only got a very regressive proposal from BART in the last 45 minutes. We're extremely disappointed at their continued posturing, their continued negotiations, which are in very bad faith, their continual failure to address a single safety proposal on behalf of the union. And I want to ask my president, Roxanne Sanchez, to make a comment on behalf of SEIU.
We heard from the mayor of San Francisco just a few days ago how it was unnecessary to keep the public on pins and needles, and it's absolutely true. There was no reason why we had to continue this drama, continue this stress on the public and on the workforce. It is so discouraging, but we do appreciate the governor's concern. And we will, unfortunately, it takes our attention away from the bargaining table because now we have to put together a case to present before the Board of Inquiry. So, I don't know how much it does for the bargaining table, but perhaps this will shed the light on just exactly what we've been trying to tell you, the press, and the public, that this employer has bargained without good faith. We created the first strike, and it was eminently creating the second one. Thank you.
What does this mean in terms of
we want to have everybody be able to make a statement, please.
On behalf of ATU, I'm Antoinette Bryant. For the President Business Agent of ATU, Local 1555, we are extremely disappointed that this even has to happen. From the very onset, we have said that we did not want to disrupt the riding public. This did not have to occur. The Board of Inquiry did not have to occur. If the district would come to the table and bargain with us in full and good faith for a fair and equitable contract, none of this would be necessary. The governor would not have had to get involved. The public's worries would not have been even necessary. We are very disappointed that at this juncture, we do not have a contract. Our members deserve it. The riding public deserves it. Of course, we are going to go into the Board of Inquiry with everything that we have to prove that from the onset, we have come with full and fair, equitable, reasonable proposals that should have been agreed to June 30th. Not today, but June 30th. It is disappointing that our members, they're here representing the rest of our workers. They are here. We're here to let the public know we are going to continue to do what we need to do to get a fair contract, but it's disappointing that this even had to happen because this could have been resolved 35 days ago.
Do we have a strike? Is a strike going on?
No, we have a cooling off that the governor called today. We have mixed feelings. I share both Antoinette's and Josie's opinion that this should have, we've got the public on pins and needles for another who knows how long. We've got the Board of Inquiry. We went through this, for example, in 2001, where we had the Board of Inquiry, then we had the long cooling off period, and we had the drumbeat strike looms. People don't deserve that. We're happy that they won't be disrupted tomorrow, but the anxiety of what's going to happen next, and it puts it back into even a more difficult period of time for people in 30 days, 60 days, whatever. It's regrettable, but it's also regrettable that there hasn't been a settlement.
So how long will the trains run?
The trains will run until the cooling off period starts.
No, it's not a cooling off period. We have to make that very clear. This is only a 7-day Board of Inquiry. At that time, there's going to be a review of all relevant facts germane to the contract situation and everything that's gone on. After that 7-day board, the 5-member 7-day board convenes, there will be a determination made at that time. Then we'll know what's going on. So right now we're looking at 7 days once the panel is convened.
What kind of determination, though? I mean, what happens?
We have no way of knowing what that determination will be. We will go there and present the facts of what we will represent as our full and fair bargaining.
So are they essentially now negotiating the contract?
Not negotiating.
Too many questions.
Can that board then determine what kind of contract there should be going forward?
They will determine whether or not there is reason to extend the period to a 30 or 60 day cooling off period. Right. That's it, and that's all for them.
At some point you have to come back and deal with BART and do this again?
Got to deal with the
Yes,
issues.
we have a contract that we need to bargain.
And we are asking on the on the lieutenant governor's help. We're going to be asking on the controller's help to come in, do an audit. We're going to ask for the lieutenant governor's leadership. Anybody that can come over here and help and prevent the kind of conflict that we've seen that's so unnecessary.
So for the next 7 days, there will be no negotiation between you and BART?
For the next 7 days, there can be, but unfortunately, all parties must present their case. So you can see that we will be also involved in getting our case ready to present to the Board of Inquiry.
But all trains will be running normally.
For the
Everything
next
runs
7
tomorrow
days,
morning.
yes, sir. And that's the only good thing out of this, is that the poor
you guys
public
gonna have
has
to go to
trains
SAC
tomorrow.
for that? Sacramento for that?
It'll be here.
It'll be here.
So I imagine that these are questions for the governor's office, but I imagine he will move on it immediately.
Did this happen at...
You have been listening to live coverage of the
Our
latest on the
our
ongoing
request
BART
has
contract
been
talks. And the important thing that everyone needs to know right now is that there will not be a strike come tomorrow morning.
In fact, we heard from that representative of the union that the only good thing, as she put it, to come out of this is that the trains will run, BART trains will run over the next 7 days. That follows a request by Governor Brown to hold a board of inquiry or investigation, as was originally put. But this board of inquiry will hear both sides and make a ruling on where this goes from here. So we're in a bit of limbo as to what happens next until we have some ruling from this board of inquiry, a 5-member panel they mentioned.
And again, this will take at least 7 days. So as far as commuters go, BART trains will be running for the next 7 days. As you all know, this was coming down to the wire tonight, the deadline tonight, midnight. But as you heard, the unions still quite upset about the way that the negotiations have gone so far.
And that's the really interesting thing that we heard almost right off the bat as soon as they walked out there. We had been hearing all day long that both sides were working, they were being constructive, but then we heard from the union members that they were very disappointed. They felt like that BART's negotiators were acting in very bad faith, as they put